Good morning, Facebook family, friends, and my faithful, loyal YouTube subscribers. So check this out. Today, it is Thursday, June 30th, 2016. And once again, these years fly by very, very quickly. I went on this cruise ship, Norwegian cruise. We just got back. We went on a 7-day cruise. And I was humbled. You guys, I was humbled by this experience. I mean, I was really humbled by the people. We went to 3 places. The British Virgin Islands. First we went to the U.S. Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, and Nassau, Bahamas. And, I do these YouTube videos here in my living room, my kitchen. I'm sitting in the living room and I want to give it different. I don't know if it's too dark or what. I'm trying to give something different today. And I just talk from my heart. At least I'm hoping that's the message that comes across, that this is real, this is me talking, these are my true feelings, no matter how harsh they may seem to some people. But on this cruise ship, there were so many people who had seen my videos. It shocked me. Because when we got to the Miami shipyard, there were guys who were helping us load our luggage from the car. Me and Earl, we drove to Miami. And we were unloading our luggage from the car, giving it to the guys to put on the ship, and they recognized me. They had all these questions, and from right then and there, I was kind of floored because I'm like, what are these guys doing watching my videos? Because they're not really my target audience. Just a bunch of straight black guys who just, they're out there handling luggage and stuff. But they had seen my videos, and they were just as shocked as they were to see me. I was shocked that they had watched my videos. So then I get on the ship, and all these people were staring and stuff, whites and blacks, and then they would come up and start asking questions like, "I know you from someplace. Are you that guy on YouTube?" So I was kind of shocked. But what really shocked me, really shocked and floored and humbled me, was getting to the beach over in the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands. We got to the beach, got our umbrellas and stuff after taking this long bus ride. And I had to use the restroom. Normally I just go pee in the ocean. This time I said I'm going to walk back up here. Because I wanted to see some of the stuff that they were selling on the island. So I walked towards the public restrooms. And as I was walking, there was a group of women who were local people who were selling stuff from their stands. They were all standing together. And they were staring at a laptop, and they were looking at me. So I'm walking by, and they all just stared at me. And then finally one said, "Is this you?" And she pointed to the laptop. I went over and looked, and they were watching my video. And they were trying to identify. They were like, "We saw you on the beach." And that girl was like, "Is this you? This is you, right?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my video." And they were like, Lord, the conversations. Because I was up there talking to them for about an hour. And Earl was like, where were you? Where did you go? When I got back, they had so many questions about me being a black gay guy, HIV and AIDS. I didn't realize the impact that HIV is having in the Caribbean islands, and that these people who are battling HIV, they really don't have any help out there, y'all. I was shocked. Trying to get medicines, First off, I was shocked at the poverty in the U.S. Virgin Islands, because I'd never been there before. It's part of the United States. I'm thinking it's an island that should be beautiful. It was not. There was a lot of poverty. A lot of people hurting down there. A lot of people of color. I didn't see any white folks on that island that lived there. In the U.S. Virgin Islands, all I saw were the natives were all people of color. And I saw some Hispanics, a few, but they were suffering. It's pretty bad there. We talked, and they had a lot of questions because they're like, well, you're the first gay person we've ever really talked to from the United States. And all these people have been coming here for islands, y'all never really talked to any of these people before. But I guess they felt like they knew me. They wanted to hug. I hugged with them. They took pictures. I was humbled. I was really, 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 really humbled because, like I said, I do these videos because I want to educate people what it's like for me being a black gay guy. And of course, they're looking at Earl And when I got back to the beach, I had to tell her, I said, Earl, I was up there with some members of my fan club. And he was like, fan club? What are you talking about? And I was like, they watched my videos. They were watching my video when I walked up there. He was like, okay. So you had to look back there. And then by this time, the crowd had gotten bigger. He was like, all them people recognize you? He said, is this a good thing or a bad thing? I said, we're going to hope it's a good thing. But they were so sweet. You know, when you see people, you know, you want to give and help. And they were telling me some stories about, you know, members, people who were battling HIV out there on this island and not getting the type of help and resources and the stigma and, it's heartbreaking. It was. Because sometimes you get so, Vegas, I knew you was going to do that. I was being nice to you today. Now sit down. We get so caught up in our own problems here in the United States that we forget that in other countries, and I hate to say this, the U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands, I mean, they're really third world countries. I mean, pretty much from what I saw, from what they were telling me, these people were out there, you know. But it was humbling to be recognized and for them to say how much they love my videos and they watch them. You know, so, you know, at that same time, there was a white gay couple in front of us on the beach, and they kept looking back at me, and I didn't really pay much attention to them. I thought they were just admiring me and her, wondering we were gay. And when we got back on the ship, I recognized them from the beach, and then finally they came up to me and said, we've seen your videos on YouTube, and we are fans. And I was like, really? So there was another, which is unusual for a lot of white gays to watch my videos, which I know this may sound kind of crazy, but I kind of have a target audience for these videos, but I'm finding that they're pretty much universal. And people might Google something, and then my video pops up, and they watch it, and then they're introduced to this big, crazy black guy from Atlanta who might have some radical views, or views that are different than theirs, and they're intrigued because they've never heard this side of the story before. Or they don't know anyone like me, or they just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but so then we got to the British Virgin Islands, same thing, people recognized me, they watched those videos. The British Virgin Islands was a little bit better than the U.S. Virgin Islands from what we saw. You know, we just on a bus going to the beach. That's basically what we did. We didn't really tour. We just wanted to do the beach this time around. Coffee. So, and of course in Nassau, Bahamas, I have people who, every time we go to Nassau, there are people just, when I'm like walking through Atlantis, people run up and say, okay, you know, once you get to large tourist areas, people recognize me and they say things, and it's humbling because, you know, I really don't view what I'm doing as anything major. It's just me sitting here talking. So for so many people to recognize and see me in the various cities and places I go, Miami, the Virgin Islands, Nassau, Bahamas, it's humbling because maybe my message is getting across. Because sometimes I want to give up. I said I wasn't going to do any more videos about HIV and AIDS. Because it's exhausting. And I said I wasn't going to mention or talk about it anymore because it's just not. But after talking to those people on that island, and the stories they were sharing with me about the suffering those people are having out there, lack of medicine, lack of medical facilities, the stigma, the fear, the shame, guys, it was, because I've heard these stories on the Virgin Islands. I think Nassau, Bahamas is not as bad, but they have a problem. The Caribbean islands have, the Caribbean, they're having a problem with HIV, and it's not being addressed. And they don't have the resources, and their money's not being pumped into it. Where's it going to come from? Who's going to do it? I mean, it's just like, where do you even start? And I was listening to them, and it was just like mind-boggling. And so Earl was like, Walter, we're on vacation. I can see that your brain is thinking and processing this. He was like, just let it go until we get home. And I had to pause because it's humbling that people would see me. And when you get back to Atlanta, I get a lot of hate here. Because people don't understand me. They think I'm trying to hurt people. And they view my videos in a negative light because they don't like the light I'm shining on our community. Because there are some issues within our community I would love to see changed. But I see these issues are far worse in other places than I thought. And so the only way you can change, first you have to accept that there is an issue. First you have to say that there is a problem. You can't fix something that you won't acknowledge. So we have to acknowledge that there is an issue, that there is a problem, and that it can be fixed. And I think that's where the hard part comes in for a lot of us, because I'm criticized because we don't want to acknowledge that there is a problem here in Atlanta. It's too painful to accept, too difficult. Down on those islands, among those, I call them the natives, beautiful people, they realized they were more willing to discuss this problem and say, we have a problem, we don't have the money, we don't have the finances, we don't have the medical stock, we don't have, these people are suffering here, and if you get HIV and AIDS out there, you will die. You will die, because if you can't get to the medicine, you can't get to the doctor's office, you can't get to treatment, and you can't get to, then this becomes a problem. I couldn't even begin to even figure out how to fix, where to even start. I mean, those people down there, and to see so many people of color suffering, it was tough. Yeah, we were on vacation. We had a nice time. We were on a cruise ship, which I was supposed to talk about the cruise ship, which I do that, I guess, in the next video. I'll give you all my opinion of the Norwegian cruise line ship and what happened on the ship. It was an interesting cruise. But guys, I was humbled. And it's so nice to go someplace and somebody appreciate what you're doing and they're grateful and thankful. I can honestly say that in Miami, the British Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Nassau, Bahamas, that they welcomed me with open arms, accepted me. I keep hearing about people saying that the islands are very homophobic. I never got that. Even when we were in Jamaica, people recognized me and they were very kind to us. Maybe because, I don't know, I can't explain it. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about the cruise ship and what it was like. And what we just had a great time on that cruise. Anyway, I'm out, and I'll be back to discuss the Norwegian cruise ship escape and what I thought about it.